Greetings and welcome to Jefficho Films. This 1988 sci-fi horror is a bit messed up, but that's what makes it interesting. Well, let's just get straight to it. Let's review Transformations. This movie starts out with space credits and then a quick shot of the ship, and then we're inside. And John gets an AT&T call, I guess they're still around, and some birthday wishes from some friends. And then he goes to bed on a square pillow, and we see this ship fly by, one we've seen before in Beach Babes and Beyond. His ship gets boarded, but the alarms aren't loud enough to wake him. We see this alien walking, and then we see this at the door.
Happy birthday, Shadduck.
I see. Wilson and the boys put you up for this. Strippers ramps.
He gets laid, but I hope it doesn't turn out to be that alien. Oh, and she's turning into something, but maybe it was a dream. But he wakes up with claw marks, so probably not. John's ship is falling apart. He gets to the bridge and is knocked out by a spark, and he crash lands on Hephaestus 4, a maximum security prison mining colony. Then we see Father Christopher in a small chapel, and he senses something.
They have the power to turn the waters to blood, smite the world with plague. Evil, it's here.
John wakes up in a hospital to a gorgeous nurse, Miranda, who says he's lucky to be alive, and Warden Kane, who asks who he is. His name's John Wolf. It's a pretty cool name. His ship is being repaired, and he can't leave until the next shift of shutdowns, I assume because, they don't want prisoners to escape. Antonia feigned heat stroke to ask questions about John, but she ain't getting anything out of Miranda, so she reports back to Calihan.
It was a ship Stevens heard.
I knew it.
It'll be repaired in 6 hours. Kane has a shutdown plan synced.
Then that's when we make our move. You find out all you can.
The supply ship contacts the warden, and Wolf gets a lot of information from Miranda. She's never been off planet. She was born here. She's never been to Earth. And then he has flashbacks of his sex intruder and wanders off. That'd be a good name for this movie. Sex intruder. We see the prisoners in their downtime, and they got a bar, and John gets stared at by several women. Is that how you drink drinks in the future? He has another flashback and feels a bit sick, but then he goes and grabs a girl and takes her to a room and plows her. He has melting skin syndrome on his back. Should have used protection, sir. And then he goes and finds Miranda, and he's about ready to pass out, and she asks him about the pus on his hand. Calihan tells his boy to stab somebody, but he gets somebody else to do it, which was a good idea because the security showed up and shot that guy. Wolf wakes and Miranda says that she wants to leave with him, but now he seems against it, when before, how can you say no to her?
Please take me.
The supply ship arrives, and then Miranda talks to Kane about Wolf. Kane wants to tap into Wolf's nav computer to see where he's been, and Miranda goes to visit Father Christopher, who's well informed. I think he's crazy. And Stevens fools around with Antonia before Calihan shows up, and they discuss their plans to escape. Calihan says nobody's ever left, even if they've served their 10 years. Wolf finds Miranda sleeping at her desk, and then he has more flashbacks, so he goes to the bar, and we see a lot of people have that skin condition. He goes and he finds that girl who drank the drink funny and gives her his credit card. And then he plows her, and she makes the most concerning faces, and then he ends up snapping her neck like 3 times. His back is getting disgusting, and Father Christopher pops by with information about Wolf.
I must speak to you about the man who came here on the cargo ship.
Have you seen him? Where is he?
You mean he's no longer here?
No, I don't know where he's gone.
Then I may already be too late.
Wolf wakes up next to a dead girl, is freaked out. I hate it when that happens. And the warden finds out that Wolf is wanted for arms smuggling in 6 solar systems. You better watch yourself if he doesn't like you. And then the sentries are out looking for Wolf, and Father Christopher finds him and brings him back to his mini church. The father tells Wolf that a woman that no man could resist infected him. I mean, she wasn't bad, and space is lonely, but I think given options, you could resist. He says 26 years ago on a Tantive space station, a disease consumed a crew. A man told him they met a woman and it spread like a plague. The entire space station was destroyed by that man, and he says it was a succubus of evil. The warden's shutting everything down in 10 minutes so the Alcatraz can land and refuel. Calihan and Antonia are making their move, while everybody's running back to their rooms so they don't get shot on sight. There's full-scale riots going on in Section 8, according to reports. And Father gets Wolf and Miranda together, and he confesses to her.
Miranda, there's something, I don't know, controlling me. I don't want to hurt you. But if you come with me, I'm afraid I might.
Father Christopher says that they can't leave and spread the evil, and then he's shot by one of the sentries, and the two of them were taken. However, this sentry is working for Calihan because he shoots two other sentries and meets up with them. They get to the ship, and the warden tries to stop him, but the mining stuff is totally interfering with the systems.
This is Space Control reporting, Commander. We have a ship taking off. It's Shadduck's cargo ship.
Can we shoot it down?
Negative.
Stevens is an idiot, and they leave the bridge to check out the cargo, and Wolf tells Miranda that his mom was a pianist. 2 minutes later, the three convicts come back drunk, and Stevens and Calihan take Miranda off to probably rape her. And Antonia stays behind. She plans to screw him, and you can clearly see the infections on his skin, but she still goes forward. His face is starting to change, and now he has a claw hand, and well...
You don't want to do this.
Sure I do. I want to do it real bad.
Wolf goes to find Miranda and claws out Stevens' insides from behind. And don't try this at home, kids. It doesn't work like this. Miranda pleads with him to fight this as his face starts to go Darth Maul-esque, and he transforms as she's running around the cargo ship. She does find a flamethrower and she lights him up. So she gave up on the cure idea? Probably for the best. Wolf ends up actually peeling off the alien shit and is all normal underneath. So being lit on fire was the cure. Don't try that at home either. They hug, the end. So what about the mining ship? I guess, the cargo ship's gonna be like, fuck this, let's leave and spread the infection among the stars? I get that this is a bad movie, but that didn't bother me. It could have used a bit more sci-fi stuff. I think the bar was cool, but that was about it. Also, the sentries were pathetic. Like, put something cybernetic on them. They just put on regular riot gear. Lisa Langlois played Miranda, and she was cute. She's also in class of 1984, so we'll see her again. Rex Smith, who played Wolf, was pretty decent in this. I mean, it was a B-movie, what do you guys expect? But I'm sure we'll come across him again. Patrick Macnee was probably the biggest name in this, with being in A View to a Kill, The Halloween, Battlestar Galactica. I mean, this guy's a legend. Cec Verrell, that's probably not how you say her name, but she was Centella in Hell Comes to Frogtown, so I had to find something else with her in it. She led me to this. And Christopher Neame, we saw him in Project Shadow Chaser 3, he played Jared in Dark Force 2 Jedi Knight. Man, this guy's been in a lot of stuff I like.
If one of the guards don't get you for something, one of these other bastards will. Let me tell you something. No one's gonna get me. I'm out of here. Do you hear me?
In the end, I've seen worse. You've seen worse. So, why not check it out? You always can. I kind of like this movie because, it is messed up. Good practical effects on that monster. That monster was freaking creepy-like. And you know what? The whole thing was a metaphor for, use protection, people. The spread of sexual transmitted diseases. That's totally what this was about. And yet, they put it in a sci-fi context. So if you were, stupid, you wouldn't have seen that, but you would have subconsciously gotten the metaphor. What more can you say? As always, thanks for watching.